clean cut. Hugh, 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 Hugh.
What's going on, guys? Today on the Craigslist Civic, putting this head back together. Alright, so what we're going to do today, we're going to actually put this head back together. I did, yeah, funny story there. I did pop all these valves out of here, and I lapped them, and yeah, put them back in, and I kind of didn't get any footage in, and I cleaned the valves up, and the valve stems were, all the valves and the valve stems were straight. The valve seals were good. Yeah, everything was pretty much solid within spec. Yeah, so really what we're just going to do today, and I lapped them, and I used a different little method of lapping. I didn't use one of those stupid lapping tools that you look like you're trying to start a fire with. I used the drill and a piece of vacuum hose, and I should have recorded it, but I didn't. I just, you know, kind of was moving with stuff, and then, you know, you just get to moving, and it is what it is. I'm sorry. So we're going to get to putting this thing back together. I'm going to show you the proper sequence. I've been looking a little all over the place for torque specs and some stuff, but I'm pretty much going to shoot the gap. One says 14 foot-pounds, one says 16 foot-pounds, so we're just going to go with 15 foot-pounds, or 16 or whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. So, but I'm going to show you how to do this properly. Now, when you do put this camshaft back in here, you do want to use assembly lube, because this went to the machine shop and it's all clean now. But I don't want to use assembly lube because I don't feel like I don't want to have to change my oil again after I do this, you know, so I am going to be using Royal Purple. I have some Royal Purple, some 5W30 Royal Purple, and trust me, that stuff is super slick. Like, it's probably just as good as assembly lube, to be honest with you. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first things first, just like in reverse, we're going to take our camshaft, and well, I'm just going to wipe her down a little bit. Just like this. I'm just going to, just a quick wipe. I'm sure it's probably fine, but yeah, we're going to give her a quick wipe. So that's what we did. I do have a new cam seal that we're going to put on. We're just going to leave this one on right now for guidance. So actually, let me go ahead and turn this around. This is the cam side of the engine. So we're just going to go ahead and lay it in there. And, no, sorry, before we do that, we're going to take our Royal Purple, and we're just going to dab it up. Each one of these journals. Yeah, get a nice slather on in there. Yeah. So they're all slathered on in there. Lay that in there just like that. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little more Royal Purple, and we're going to run. We're just going to put some oil on top of every one of these lobes. Okay, and then we're going to lube. We're just going to put some lube, and I might speed this up for you. I'm going to lube all these lubes up. Lube all these lobes up, but yeah, you know what I meant. We're going to give them a spin. We're just going to make sure all this stuff's lubricated. Like I said, they want you to use assembly lube. And honestly, I have some, but I don't feel like messing with it. So once you use assembly lube, it means you got to change your oil as soon as you're done running it through, and I don't feel like doing all that because I do have Royal Purple in there, and I just put it in like not too long ago, so I'm not going to waste the oil just for that. So assembly lube's on. Okay, so we have our rocker cover. I'm checking it. It's clean. But just in case, you know, we can go ahead and clean that again. Just clean off these guides. Make sure these surfaces are clean. Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, we're making sure all these guides are clean, everything's there and clean. Making sure there's no grit or grime. So you have a nice flat surface to sit and face onto. Missing one of these. Looks like somebody pulled this off in the past and did not put it back the way it was supposed to go. So, just like before, Royal Purple. A little Royal Purple in here. Just because I said so. Alright, so just dabbing up the end of these retainers and keepers. Put our new valve seal on. Cam seal. And we'll make sure she's kind of flush, because she does have to ride in the journal. And once you're putting it all together, you'll see on the actual lobe of the cam itself. I put a little thin layer of oil on there. Not really necessary, but I guess it'll help make a better seal. You never really want to do this sort of thing dry. And I mean a thin layer. But yeah, the oil will help make a seal. And then she wants to be flush. Alright, so this valve rocker assembly can be a little tricky. I'm going to make sure all your dowels in for your v-tec dowels are in. I'm having a little bit of an issue with cylinder number 1 here. She's like locking into v-tec. Okay, so after the rocker arm's on, God, that's a little bit of a fight. So, okay, I got everything lined up. So now we're going to torque them to 16 foot-pounds. And of course we start in the middle. We're going to work our way out. Our cam seal is flush. So we got her set at 16 foot-pounds. I'm just going to snug everything down before we get there. We are going to follow the torque sequence, so we got 1, 2, and 3. And 4. And 5. And we have 6. And 7. Oh, 8. Sorry, 8's going to be this one. And straight up is 9. And down here is going to be 10. Then we're going to have 11, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And those are 10s. Alright, if you notice, we got the rocker assembly back apart because I made a little bit of a mistake. So we want to make sure that we put some RTV on the end rocker assembly, 1 and 5, here and here. And then we'll put it all back together. And then one more thing is, when you're putting it all back together, you know, you put your mid bolts to 16 foot-pounds, but the ends, you do want to put to 104 inch-pounds, which is, you know, around 10 foot-pounds. So, or 9 foot-pounds, actually, 9 foot-pounds. So let's get this all back together, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so now we put the RTV. I know I messed up. I should have did it first, but I didn't. I didn't even think about it. Put the RTV on these end caps. Now, I highly advise when you put these end caps on, they call for 104 inch-pounds. It's about 9 foot-pounds. So that's about hand tight. I can tell you very, 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 very frankly that if you do go too tight on these things, you will rip these bolts off in half, and then you will have a serious issue. I promise you will break these bolts. So you want to tighten down, firm. You not want to over tighten these things. Put a little wrist pressure on it. Wrist pressure, and that's about it. Any tighter, and you're gonna have yourself a really, really, really bad time. And that's it. I'm gonna wipe the RTV. Up. I'm gonna wipe the RTV away from here, where your distributor goes in. Just wipe that out of there. Make sure that's clear and clean. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the v-tec solenoid on. Okay, so we're going to put this v-tec solenoid on. That's real simple, real simple. First, I put the cam gear back on, put the fascia back on, the cam gear on, tightened it down to 27 foot-pounds. Really, this thing can go pretty, you can just hit it on with an impact real easy if you wanted to. You know what, 27 foot-pounds, just hold it tight and nail it down. Got all my marks lined up. Shit, where is it? There it is. Marks lined up, everything's good. I'm gonna let this sit and dry. But, so, in the meantime, get you guys lined up a little bit. Turn this bad boy around. Oh yeah, she's getting heavy again. Alright. Let's get you better sighted here. Okay. This is where your v-tec solenoid goes. And again, this is really straightforward. Make sure if you need to replace the gasket. Like I said, I just did mine not too long ago. I mean, they do weep. I was under a lot of crank pressure, so I did not expect it not to. But just line her up on here, and again, I believe these are 9 foot-pounds. So we're just going to put them on real, just snug them down, hand tight. Line everything up. Some 10 millimeters. And then just snug them on. And like I said, you don't want to cream them. I kind of like just the way my hands are like this, like you're holding a pencil. And you just want to tighten them up like that. Or the other method is put a little pressure on your wrist. Kind of like opening a jar. Opening a mayonnaise jar or something. If you're twisting too tight, then you're probably going to break something. So that's as tight as that goes. The other two things that go in right here are going to be your temperature sensors, which you can figure out and put in on your own. They're not hard to do. Just make sure you put a DAB AT or RTV on your threading. And that's about it. Alright guys, so I'm going to end the video right here. Thank you for watching like always. You want to do your valve lash before it's all said and done. You know, you've had everything off, so you just might as well just do your valve lash. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video doing that. There's a million of them on YouTube. Other than that, please, like always, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment for me. And we're gonna keep chugging right along. Now I'm just waiting on Go Auto Works for my downpipe and manifold, and we'll get this thing in the car. So until next time, peace.